Yeah, so welcome everyone to episode number 22 of the Easy Talk podcast. Today we're going to be talking about what are the most reliable brands of cars. So what are those, Jackson?
I think everybody will agree on the fact that mainly two brands, will be on the top there for most reliable cars. One will be Honda, and the other one will be Toyota. I
Toyota.
think that's probably the most reliable cars overall out there. But it also really depends on what's your point of view, and your experience
Yeah,
with
it
the
depends
brand.
on everyone's experience because we get people here. Some people love Chrysler, some people love Honda, some people love Fiats. Everybody's got a different experience,
Yeah,
and for what I've noticed, someone has one bad experience with one car, and
and that's it.
that's the worst brand ever, and something like that.
Yeah.
So it depends on that. But yeah, for most of the times, our experience here and our experience before even having a dealership is that Toyotas are just
Good cars.
good cars overall, and Hondas as well. The engines on Hondas are super great.
The
Uh,
VTEC, man.
yeah, they are. They just last. They run forever. Same with the
Simple
Toyota
cars. They're
engines.
very simple to work
Yeah,
on. They're very reliable, pretty cheap to fix, because they're not complicated engines. And if you open the hood on any Toyota or Honda car, the engine is very accessible and things can get replaced easily. So you won't be paying a lot of money on labor just to get, for example, a compressor out, or the alternator out. It's pretty very straightforward car. And
right.
that's what makes it really reliable. It's a very simple engine, efficient and durable.
Yeah. And Toyota's the same. Like I said before, because we recorded the podcast before, but some customers walked in, so we had to stop. So
Fail.
this is the second time we're recording this podcast. So like I said before, Toyotas, I think they are great overall. Like they're excellent cars. Not only the engine, but the car overall it's great. It lasts forever. Yeah, that's what I think about Toyotas.
The other point of view here, even though they might not be as reliable as a Toyota or Honda, there are some manufacturers that they have a really good factory warranty, such as Hyundai and Kia.
Right.
Their bumper to bumper warranty is for 5 years or 50,000 miles, which for most brands is only 3 years and 30,000 miles. But their powertrain warranty, which will cover engine, transmission, drive axle, pretty much everything that will keep your car running, they go up to 10 years or 100,000 miles. That's a
It's a
lot
lot of
of
people.
years and a lot of miles. That's a lot. So, and they're good cars, from our experience as well. They don't tend to have big problems such as other brands. They're very simple cars. They might not be the most, the fanciest cars, but they're cheap compared to a
Cheaper.
Toyota or Honda.
Yeah.
They're cheaper, but the warranty is impressive. Like 100,000 miles on the engine and transmission. That's a lot, man.
That's a lot, yeah.
So that will keep you having peace of mind on the car and might give you other options. If you don't want to pay too much for a Toyota or Honda, there you go. You have a Kia or a Hyundai that used to have, a lot of warranty on in case if something were to break.
Yeah.
That's really good. So I will consider it, if I was in the market for a sedan or something like that, a type of car like that, I will definitely consider, a Hyundai or a Kia because of the warranty. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
So
Do you think many people look at that?
they do, I believe
Yeah,
so.
when they're buying cars?
In my opinion, that's a selling point.
Yeah.
The warranty for 100,000 miles or 10, that's like a super selling point. Compared to other brands that they will only give you 60,000, 50,000 miles, 30,000 miles. That's 10 years. that you can own the car for, and as long as you don't go over 100,000 miles, you're gonna be covered.
Yeah.
That, to me, that's a very strong selling point. And I think that's why those brands are selling more and more cars every day because of their warranty. It's
Makes sense.
a lot.
Let's talk about some not so good brands, or from your experience, some brands that you don't consider as good as.
From my
Toyota's.
experience, I'll say the Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Fiat brand. I think they're not the best cars out there. They do have a lot of electrical problems. And
that's another thing when you're considering cars, consider that there are brands that are pretty much the same. Like he said, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep. They have pretty much
Same
the same engines, same components,
same powertrain.
So although even though it's a different brand, it's pretty much the same vehicle.
Same vehicle, same powertrain. They do have a lot of problems, and you can go to, if you're looking into a car, go to Consumer Reports website and look up the car that you want to buy in. If you see a common problem, a problem that owners have had over and over again, you definitely know that the car has some big issues, recalls. And Chryslers and Dodge, they have a lot of recalls, man. Every single one, a lot of recalls, which, I mean, the dealer will fix it, but come on, man. Like, you should be able to get a car straight if you're selling it, from the get-go, from the factory, but whatever. But based on my experience, that's, that's probably the worst, or the one I like the least, brand, Chrysler, Dodge. Even the Ram trucks, even they created a separate brand from the Dodge. They're not anymore Dodge Rams. They're Rams.
Yeah, they're just Rams.
1500. The Hemi engines, they're a little bit better, but they have a lot of problems like sensors, electricals. It's a pain, man, especially on a new truck. Things don't work, and so that's my opinion.
And the problems on vehicles are, I would say they last for about 2 years or 3 years or something like that. When they make a car, they don't realize something is not working, but they already made millions of cars like that. So that's when they issue a recall. So, for example, I had a Ford Focus. The transmission was horrible in that car, but I know it wasn't only my car. It's every Ford Focus had a horrible transmission. They issued a recall and everything. But you see people still getting that problem from 2014, 2013. So the problems, like, they last for a while until they fix it and put a better transmission on the newer Fords or whatever.
But, if you're looking into a specific model, or if you're considering going to a brand that you never owned before, that's the best way to do it. Consumer Report. What's the website exactly? Can you look it up really quick?
Let's look it up.
So we can put it there.
Consumer.
Ishmael is going to look it up really quick so you can go there.
Consumer Report. Consumerreports.org.
.org.
O-R-G.
So you can look up the car, the year, make, and model, and it will tell you, like, good things about the car. And it's a, very no preference opinions on the car. It will tell you the biggest problems, the most common problems, what's good things about the car, this and that. So if you want to get opinions on any specific car, that's a very good source.
But you get a fair opinion. You get a bigger opinion, because you might, a friend that you had tells you that something sucks on his car, but maybe it's the way he drives or whatever. But here you see a lot of.
Yeah, it's a fair opinion. So that's a good website that you can go to and check it out and read everything about a specific model. Because there's a lot out there, honestly. Some brands are more reliable than others. But yeah, the internet gives you a lot of opinions, a lot of information that you can look up.
Reviews.
Everything that we said here is based on our personal experience. We both agree on Toyota and Honda, they're probably the most reliable cars because they don't break much.
Yeah.
And they last forever. And, you know, the suspensions are good. The transmissions are good. We get cars here, like, we don't get them, but I've seen cars 2014, 2011, and the transmission is not the transmission, the suspension is making all kind of noises. It's like, are you serious about like a car that is not even, and a
Yeah.
sedan, it's not even a truck, like doesn't get, you know, force that much. But yeah, that's what we have for today. So
Yeah. I feel like every podcast, every recommendation that we give ends up in the recommendation is pretty much do your research
do your
before
research.
before you buy a car, because you can do
It's true,
yeah
man.
you can find out so many things. Like, yeah, of course we are here at the dealership and we sell cars every day and we see patterns, but you can still do that on the internet. If you do research, you can
100%.
find out best brands and everything.
100%, man.
So yeah, guys, do your research. And that's it for today.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye.